After my parents divorced, my dad dragged me back to Italy, where things went from bad to worse. Subject: my life is a nightmare and it's all my dad's fault. So this is my life now. I literally don't even know where to start because everything is so messed up, but I guess it all begins with my parents. Obviously, 7 years ago, they got divorced. Not like I didn't see it coming or anything. Trust me, when you're hearing them scream at each other every night and then do that whole silent treatment thing for days, you kind of figure out what's about to happen. But I thought, okay, they'll split up and things will settle down eventually, right? Wrong. Things did not settle down. In fact, they got worse. Let me paint you a picture. My mom, she's off living her perfect little life with her perfect new husband and their perfect little kids. Like, seriously, she's got this whole Stepford thing going on now with the suburban house and the Pinterest-worthy backyard and the kids who are apparently better than me in every possible way. I'm not even exaggerating. I haven't seen her in ages because she doesn't want to see me. I know, right? Isn't that just the best feeling ever? She literally has 2 brand new kids and basically pretends like I'm not even her daughter anymore. Oh, she'll send me a birthday card. Sometimes. But does she call? No. Does she visit? LOL, no. It's like I was the practice child and now she's got it right, so I've been phased out. Cool, right? But let's get to the real star of this disaster. My dad. Ugh. Where do I even start with him? He's been raising me on his own, which, fine, I guess that's something. But lately he's been acting like America is the worst place on earth. Like constantly going off about how the country's too fast, too expensive, too everything. He's obsessed with how things used to be better back in Italy, as if I care? I thought it was just one of his things, you know? Like when he goes on a rant about how no one knows how to make real lasagna anymore. But no. He was serious. Really serious. So now here I am, in Italy. Because apparently my dad decided he couldn't take America anymore and figured the best way to fix that was to uproot my entire life and drag me halfway across the world to his home. His home, not mine. Home for me was back in the States with my friends and my school and, everything I cared about. But no. Apparently my dad thought it would be super fun to drop me into a country where I don't even speak the language. Like, thanks for the heads up, Dad. Appreciate it. The worst part, he's like, happy about it. I'm not even joking. He's acting like he's found some magical secret to life by moving back to Italy. He's all, oh, Bella, the air here is so much fresher. And the pace of life is so much slower here. Like, can you chill? He's reconnecting with his old friends, his family, his roots or whatever, and I'm just here. Completely alone. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like we're in 2 different worlds. He's living his best life while I'm drowning over here. And don't even get me started on the language barrier. Like, I thought I'd pick up Italian by now, but nope. I barely know enough to ask for a glass of water without embarrassing myself. And don't even think about having a real conversation. I just nod and smile and hope no one asks me anything too complicated because, surprise, I have no clue what anyone's saying. It's humiliating. I feel like an idiot every single day. It's like everyone can tell I'm some clueless American who doesn't belong here. And yeah, there's this guy. Of course there's a guy. Like, my life wasn't complicated enough, right? He's cute. Okay, fine, he's really cute. But it's not like it matters. He's all Italian and perfect. And I'm just this weird foreign girl who can barely string a sentence together. He keeps giving me these looks like he's interested or something, but how is that supposed to work? I don't even know what to say to him. I tried once, and it was a complete disaster. I actually Googled how to flirt in Italian. Google? Do you even know how pathetic that is? Spoiler, it didn't help. So now every day I have to walk into school and see him, and it's like painful. He smiles at me, and I just panic and look away because what else am I supposed to do? It's not like I can actually talk to him. And don't even get me started on the rest of the school. Everyone here is so, I don't know, Italian? They're all so effortlessly stylish and cool, like they just stepped out of a magazine or something. Meanwhile, I'm over here in my American clothes, sticking out like a sore thumb. I miss my friends so much it physically hurts. Back home, I had people who got me. We were all in it together. dealing with the chaos of divorced parents, life sucking, and just trying to get through it all. Here, I've got nothing. Just me, my dad, and a bunch of people who probably think I'm a joke. And don't get me wrong, I love my dad. I really do. But sometimes I just want to scream at him. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand what it's like for me. For him, this is a dream come true. He's back in Italy, living his best life, catching up with old friends and basking in the nostalgia of his childhood or whatever. And I'm stuck here, trying not to fall apart. I know he means well. He keeps telling me how great this is for us, how we're going to build a new life together and all that nonsense. But how am I supposed to build anything when I feel like everything's crumbling around me? I try to tell him how hard this is, but it's like he doesn't even hear me. He just brushes it off, says I'll adjust eventually, like it's no big deal. But it is. It's a huge deal. He has no idea what it's like to be a teenager in a foreign country where you don't know anyone and you don't understand anything. He doesn't get how much I miss my friends, my real life. He doesn't get how much I hate it here. He thinks I'm being dramatic, but this is my entire life we're talking about. I can't just snap my fingers and make it okay. And every time I bring it up, he just gives me that look. You know the one. The I'm doing the best I can look. And it makes me feel so guilty. Like, I get it. He is doing his best. But what about me? What about how I feel? I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to be torn away from everything I've ever known. I didn't ask to be stuck in a country where I don't belong. I didn't ask to be abandoned by my mom, only to be dragged around by my dad. It's just not fair. Anyway, that's my life now. Trying to survive in Italy while my dad lives in his little fantasy world, pretending everything's great. And me, I'm just trying not to fall apart. Subject: school here is a nightmare, and I can't even eat pasta right. Okay, so I thought things were bad when I first got here, but I didn't know how bad they could actually get. I mean, sure, the language thing was a disaster from the beginning, but now that I've been actually going to school here for a while, it's worse. So much worse. Let me walk you through it. First of all, school in Italy is nothing like school back home. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like this weird old-fashioned place where everything is 10 times more serious and people actually care about grades and stuff. Like, I thought I was stressed out in the States, but here? Forget it. The teachers are intense, the kids are intense, and I'm just sitting here, barely understanding a word, pretending like I know what's going on. Spoiler alert, I do not know what's going on. Ever. It's not like I'm just bad at Italian, which I am, but even when I sort of get the gist of what people are saying, it still feels like I'm missing 90% of what's happening. There's all these inside jokes and references, and people talk so fast, and the whole thing makes me want to cry. I have to carry around this sad little dictionary app just to survive. And trust me, there is nothing more humiliating than pulling out your phone to look up words during lunch. I might as well tattoo "I don't belong here" on my forehead. And speaking of lunch, yeah, let's talk about my friends. If you can even call them that. I somehow ended up in this weird friend group, and I don't even know how it happened. Like, one minute I'm sitting alone, trying to eat this awful school sandwich that they call a panino. It's not a sandwich, it's a rock with ham in it. And the next minute, these two girls, Chiara and Sofia, sit down next to me and just start talking. In Italian. Rapid-fire Italian. And I just smile and nod like an idiot because what else am I supposed to do? Interrupt and say, sorry, I didn't catch any of that because I don't actually speak your language. Eventually, they realize I'm not following anything they're saying and switch to English. Sort of. Chiara's English is okay, but Sofia's is, well, let's just say she tries. I mean, I'm grateful and all, but it's still awkward. Half the time, we're sitting there in silence because they can't figure out how to say something, and I can't figure out how to respond without sounding like an actual toddler. But they've decided I'm part of their little group now, so yay, I guess. It's not like I don't appreciate the effort, but every day is this endless cycle of awkwardness. They talk about things I don't understand, and then when they do try to include me, it's always something random, like asking me what America is really like. Is it true everyone drinks coffee from a giant cup there? Or, Are the school lockers really like in the movies? And I just want to scream because, yes, we have coffee and yes, we have lockers, but why does that matter? It's like I'm some kind of exotic zoo animal and they're fascinated by the most basic stuff. Sometimes I wish I could just blend in, but nope, that's never happening. So a few weeks ago, they decided to invite me over for dinner at Chiara's house. I figured, okay, this is my chance to prove that I'm not a total failure at life. Maybe I can make a good impression and start to fit in a little better. Spoiler, I should have stayed home. Chiara's family is intense. Like, they're all super nice, but also intimidating. Her mom is one of those perfect Italian moms who looks like she could step out of a cooking show at any moment. And her dad barely said 2 words the whole time, but stared at me like he was trying to figure out if I was some kind of alien. It was awkward from the moment I walked in the door, and it only got worse from there. So, we sit down for dinner, and I'm already nervous because I don't know any of the proper table manners here, and everything is in Italian, and I just know I'm going to do something wrong. But of course it had to be pasta. Pasta. Like, the one food I should have been able to handle. But no, I totally screwed it up. I don't know what kind of pasta it was, some fancy kind I've never even seen before, but everyone else was eating it like they were born twirling spaghetti at 5 years old, and I was just over there, desperately trying to figure out how to get it on my fork without making a huge mess. I must have looked like an absolute disaster because Chiara's mom kept giving me this tight smile like, "Ah, poor American girl, can't even eat pasta." I tried to copy what everyone else was doing, but somehow I managed to send half my plate flying across the table. I'm not even exaggerating. I had pasta everywhere. On the tablecloth, on my shirt, probably in my hair. And everyone just stopped and stared at me for a second. And I thought I was gonna die. Like, just let the earth open up and swallow me whole, please. Chiara tried to laugh it off and make a joke about how Americans must eat pasta differently. But I could feel my face turning bright red, and I wanted to run out of there and never come back. Her mom gave me this pitying look as she handed me a napkin, and I swear her dad didn't blink for the entire rest of the meal. It was mortifying. I thought it couldn't get worse, but then dessert came. Guess what? More awkwardness. They brought out this huge tiramisu, and I was too embarrassed to even touch it. Like, I was convinced I'd somehow find a way to mess up eating cake. So I just sat there, pushing it around my plate while everyone else enjoyed theirs, and Chiara's mom kept asking me if I liked it, and I had to keep pretending like I wasn't about to cry. I don't know how I survived that night, but I did. Barely. Now, Chiara's been super weird with me ever since, and I can't tell if she's embarrassed by me or if she just feels bad. Either way, it's not like I'm getting invited back anytime soon. Sophia just kind of laughed about it afterward, but even she doesn't seem to know what to say to me anymore. And honestly, I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to be friends with me either if I couldn't even handle eating pasta like a normal person. So yeah, school is awful, my friends are awkward, and I'm apparently a walking embarrassment. I didn't think it was possible, but I miss my life back in the States even more now. At least there, I could eat my sad store-bought spaghetti in peace without feeling like I'm some kind of culinary failure. Why did I think I could make it here? Why did I let my dad drag me to this nightmare of a country where I can't even eat a meal without humiliating myself? Anyway, I guess this is my life now. Just me, some awkward half-friends, and a constant reminder that I don't belong here. I keep hoping things will get better, but honestly, I'm not holding my breath.